I have one here. So we call it a move-up buyer. These are concerns if you're listening to this and you own a home, but you need to move. And you go, well, how do I make that happen? Like, there's a lot of moving parts. I have no idea how to make that happen. And it can be very confusing and really scary, specifically if you need to sell in order to have the funds to make your purchase happen. And so to outline how that looks, you need to talk to a lender first. Once again, you're hearing me, it's like a broken record. You have to talk to an agent. They have to know your situation. And oftentimes the first piece, if you have to buy, I need to get you pre-qualified with a great local lender, understand the scenario. Do we need to sell first? Is it going to be contingent? Is your home purchase contingent on the sale of your home? So that's the very first thing we have to understand. And you, as an agent, I can't tell you that. Unless you're paying cash, which most people aren't, I need to understand that from a lender. And then if they tell me it is contingent, then we have to explain what that means. And if it's not, maybe that offers different opportunities. We could buy, and then as soon as we purchase, we can sell your home. And then it's a little easier on you. You just might run the risk there of double payments for a period of time. That's what some people try to avoid. So explaining this from a perspective of, I have a home, what do I do to get into the next one? So if you qualify for the home, however, you have to sell first. Typically, I want to try to find a way to, how do I say this? I want to be able to do it without making you dislike the process so much that you're so aggravated you never want to move again. So what we do is we're going to market your current home and get it on the market. We have to take photos. We have to get it stage ready, list it, go through and get it under contract first. That's ideal, right? There's a lot of ways to do this. I'm telling you best practices. Ideally, we do that. And once it's pending, we can now look for your future home because it's still going to be contingent. And we have to have an addendum that says it's contingent on the successful sale of my home. But what we want to show is that prospective seller that, listen, we're buyers. I'm not just talking about selling my home. It's under contract. We're selling in 30 days. Like, we have a date. We're maybe potentially through inspections. Like, this is where we are in the process. You can trust us. We're going to be able to make this happen. Because from a seller's perspective, they don't want to see it. They would prefer not to have you contingent, of course, right? They want a cleaner offer if possible. And so we have to do everything we can to be competitive from the buying side of things. So that's what we do. And then if we have to sell it first and we can't find you the correct home, we can do a rent back and we can negotiate for that. So the buyer of your home allows you to stay there. Typically the payment is whatever they're paying. So you pay them back for, if it's $2,000 a month, whatever that is, you pay the buyer back that just bought your home. That's one way to do it. Secondarily, you can negotiate a free rent back. If it's competitive, you have a great house to sell, I can get that done most of the time. Many agents can. So you could potentially live there for up to 2 months and not have to pay anything, which is a great luxury because now you've sold your home, you have the income, from the sale in your bank, and you're non-contingent altogether. That you are a grade A buyer at that point. The more competitive the market, the more likely you might have to do something like that. Ultimately, what people want to hear is, Matt, can you make sure we're not homeless? Because that is the scary part, right? So if you do this incorrectly, you do it without understanding all of the different moving parts, yes, you can absolutely have a horrible, horrible experience. Thankfully, of all these years, I have yet to have that happen once. Thank goodness. So it's just having a plan and then making sure you are really certain of your financial well-being so we don't have any surprises during the process. And thankfully, it works out. So as scary as it can feel, I've never had a single client homeless, and we've always managed to find something that they were happy with.